What's up, guys? I'm not a chef, but I cook a few things well. Let's get to it. Today I want to make one of my favorites, baked spaghetti and fried chicken. Let's marinate our chicken. First thing first, buttermilk. Next up, complete seasoning. Cayenne pepper, garlic and herb, black pepper. All right, here's the secret ingredient, habanero Tabasco. Habanero Tabasco has such a great flavor. I actually prefer this over regular traditional Tabasco sauce. All right, now you wanna incorporate it all together, make it one. All right, so our wet mixture is all mixed together and incorporated into one, so now we're gonna add our chicken pieces. We're gonna give all these pieces of chicken a nice little buttermilk bath. We got chicken thighs, chicken wings, and chicken legs. This is gonna be great. All right, all the chicken is in the bowl. Let's give it a bath. Everything that makes fried chicken great is inside this bowl right now. This is gonna be amazing. All right, everything's nice and seasoned, so we're gonna sit this in the refrigerator for at least a couple of hours. Let's make the sauce for our spaghetti. Ground beef, ground sausage, onion, a little minced garlic, total seasoning, garlic and herb, gotta have it. And what's spaghetti without your Italian seasoning? All right, we're gonna cook this down, let everything reduce, and then we'll add our sauce. All right, guys, this meat is almost reduced. It's looking good, it's smelling good too. So we're gonna add the sauce in just a second. All right, guys, our pasta sauce is done. Let's set it aside and get our noodles ready. We're gonna bring this water to a boil. First, we'll add a little salt. We'll add the noodles. We'll cook them al dente. Take them off, they're gonna be perfect. All right, guys, the water is boiling, so we're gonna add our noodles, and we're gonna cook them al dente because we don't want them well done. The plan is to bake the spaghetti, so we'll put it in the oven, and we don't want the noodles to be too mushy. Here we go. All right, guys, these pasta noodles have been boiling for a little while. They're al dente, so we're gonna take them off and add them to the sauce. All right, guys, so I rinsed the starch off my noodles because we don't need any starch in these. I'm gonna empty them in this bowl, and we're gonna start to mix the sauce in there. All right, so now let's mix these noodles in really good with the sauce, and then we'll transfer these over to our baking pan. Getting a little help from the wifey. Thank you, babe. And that should be good. All right, so this is mixed in really well, so we're gonna transfer it over to our baking pan. We'll top it with some cheese, and we'll throw it in the oven. All right, let's layer it and even it out inside the pan. We're gonna add just a little bit more meat, just for good measure. All right, let's top it with some cheese. We're gonna put this in the oven on 325 degrees for about 35 to 45 minutes, uncovered. A little Italian seasoning on the top. All right, the oven is preheated, 325. Let's go ahead and put our spaghetti in there, uncovered, and we'll leave it in here for 35, 45 minutes, and it's gonna be fantastic. All right, see you in a bit. Remember that chicken we marinated earlier? Here it is, let's fry it. All right, guys, now we have to make our dry batter for our chicken. So we're gonna use flour, and my Filipino wife loves crispy fry, so we're gonna mix that with it too. The good thing about crispy fry, it's already nice and seasoned. So we're gonna use maybe 4 portions of this all-purpose flour, and we'll set that aside, and we'll add some crispy fry in there. Crispy fry can also be a little salty, so that's another reason why I like to cut it with the all-purpose flour. All right, so let's get some of this chicken out of this wet batter. We'll put it in the dry batter. We're gonna batter it up really nice to get a nice coating of this flour on it. We'll sit it on this rack, and then we're gonna wait for that grease to get hot, and then you know what time it is. Here we go. All right, you want your chicken to look like this when it's coming out of this dry batter. You wanna get this batter inside all of the creases, or as old folks say, the nooks and crannies. We're gonna massage that batter onto the meat. Big piece. It's time for this chicken to go in the fryer. That's looking good, my friends. Let's flip it and finish it off. This is what we're looking for, my friends. Put it right there on the grate. Juicy. See this big piece here? This is for daddy. Let's check our spaghetti. Oh yeah, that's what you're looking for right there, folks. That's the money shot. Let's prepare some garlic bread. All right, let's just split this bread in half and we'll put some garlic butter on it and we will throw it in the oven, let it get toasty. So we're gonna spread some of this garlic butter on our bread and we're gonna spread it generously because we love garlic and we love garlic bread. We're gonna put a couple nice sized pieces up here. All right, let's smooth these out a little bit. All right, so we got this butter flattened out on the bread nicely. Now we're gonna add the secret ingredient to the garlic bread. Let's put a little Parmesan cheese up there so that can cook in when we're toasting this bread in the oven. This is gonna be great. All right, sounds like the oven is ready. Let's pop it in. It's almost time to eat, guys. All right, let's make a plate. I don't know about you, but all this cooking got me starving. Look at this, guys. All right, guys, the only thing left now to do is eat. Thanks for watching.
I'm really excited.